President Trump is not ruling out the possibility of a criminal investigation into his ally turned critic, former New Jersey Governor Chris Christie.
Do you plan to investigate Chris Christie?
Look, Chris is a slob. Everybody knows it. I know Chris better than anybody in the room. I always felt he was guilty. But what he did is he took the George Washington Bridge, which is very serious. He closed down the George Washington Bridge. If they want to look at it, they can. You could ask Pam. I think we have other things to do, but I always thought he got away with murder.
Not for nothing. You know who didn't actually always think Chris Christie got away with murder? Donald Trump. So the president was referring there to the 2013 scandal known as Bridgegate. Two former officials linked to Christie's office were found guilty of conspiracy and fraud for their part in it all. But the Supreme Court threw out those convictions in 2020, and Trump actually congratulated Christie at the time. He wrote, quote, "Congratulations to former Governor of New Jersey Chris Christie and all others involved on a complete and total exoneration on the Obama DOJ scam referred to as Bridgegate." With us now is attorney George Conway. George, good to see you here. So there's floating this idea of an investigation into Chris Christie. There is the actual federal investigation into former National Security Advisor John Bolton, the search of his home, which you witnessed firsthand down the street from your home in Bethesda. What do you see as going on here?
Well, it's funny. I witnessed that search, and then I was also stuck on the bridge on one of the days that they closed it down. It's just absurd. I mean, it is absolutely silly. That case, the Bridgegate case was never criminal. Everybody knew it wasn't criminal. The Supreme Court found it wasn't criminal. But Donald Trump raises this now, long after, I'm sure, the statute of limitations has run, because that's what Donald Trump is about. He's all about vengeance. He's not about the public. He's not about doing the right thing by America. He's about, oh, can I win a Nobel Peace Prize? Oh, can I defeat my enemies? Because he's obsessed with defeating his enemies, criticizing, and ultimately now, because he has the power to do it, prosecuting people who disagree with him. And this is not America. This is not healthy. This is, and I hate, people don't want to reach this conclusion. This is authoritarianism. We have never seen anything like this in America. Everybody else in the entire world, I traveled to Europe twice this year, and people were watching out there because they understand history. And they're seeing in America things that happen. I was in Spain. They're seeing what happened with Franco. In Europe, they're seeing what happened with Hitler. This is how it's done. And it may seem alarmist to Americans who enjoy who enjoy our lives here, a beautiful country with so many things to do and so many ways to entertain ourselves. And it's time for Americans to wake up. This is serious. Donald Trump, people may laugh at him because he appears to be such a clown, but he's profoundly dangerous because he has the power of prosecution. And every time he says something like this, Americans should take note.
I want to note that yesterday, President Trump says he hadn't been briefed on the investigation and the search of John Bolton's home. That's what he said. But I want to play for you the way that Vice President J.D. Vance talked about the investigation and search of John Bolton's home just the other day. Listen.
If we bring a case, and of course we haven't done that yet, the Department of Justice has not done that yet. We are investigating Ambassador Bolton, but if they ultimately bring a case, it will be because they determine that he has broken the law. We're going to be careful about that. We're going to be deliberate about that because we don't think that we should throw people, even if they disagree with us politically.
Now, a lot of people heard that, George, and thought the most notable word that he kept on using was we. Why does that word matter here?
We. We matters because this means that they view what they're doing at the Department of Justice in terms of who they prosecute, who they select to prosecute, as something that is White House policy. They are part and parcel of prosecutions. This is not the way America has conducted prosecutions, really ever has conducted. The cause of justice has to be independent of politics. And it's not here. It's not. And we're seeing that left and right. We've seen the president threatening people who dissented from him in the first administration, who expressed views, like the fellow who headed the cyber unit, I forget the name of it,
Chris Krebs,
who said that the election wasn't rigged. He's now Chris Krebs, that's right. And President Trump, the administration, has threatened to investigate him. For what? For doing his job? This is absolutely abusive and appalling. And for those people out there who support the president and say, well, I just don't like those people either, and they went to get the president, the president actually launched a coup and stole classified documents. So let's leave that aside. For those people, it's like, you could be next. We could all be next. This is not about any individual. It's about our rights as Americans. And it is about our right to have a justice system that is where choices about prosecuting are made without fear or favor.
I got about 25 seconds left, George. I want to know your take. The president firing or attempting to fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook overnight. Do you think he has the legal authority to do that?
No, he does not have the legal authority to do that, and it is a trumped up, as far as I can see, it is a trumped up, I don't mean that as a pun, a charge, and it's going to be dangerous to the financial markets if the financial markets perceive that Donald Trump, of all people, is in charge, the most erratic man on the planet is in charge of monetary policy.
The president says it's over alleged mortgage fraud that he has caused. We will see what the courts say about that. George Conway, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Appreciate it.